When you first arrive at Surya Leela, it can be a little bit daunting because you arrive at this beautiful location in the middle of nowhere, and it's completely international. And there's a whole bunch of people that are walking around looking just as confused as you are, and probably speaking a different language, but you know, everybody speaks English as one of their languages. And then there's the volunteers as well, that are a very benevolent group of people that are just wandering around smiling. And there's something to do with finding the rhythm of the place when you first get here that can be a little bit difficult to start with, because a lot of our natural assumption is that it's going to be the same type of place that we've just come from. And I think people tend to think that it's going to be potentially as aggressive as the outside world, and it really, really isn't. It is as peaceful and as happy and as calm as it appears. But you can't quite believe that when you first get here. So it does take a little bit of time to just calm down, leave the outside world where it belongs, and just tune into being on planet yoga, which is effectively what this is. The entire place is self-supporting to enable you to become the best yogi that you can be, and the best yoga teacher that you can be as well. So I think it's a really nice idea to, as soon as you see the dome in the distance as you're driving up, try to remember that it is going to be beautiful, it is going to be peaceful, and it is going to be okay. And to just try and leave everything else behind you as you approach. And then when you walk in and you see that first Surya Leela smile on the first, they've all got the same smile. It's genuine, it's honest, it's truthful, and it's consistent, and it's really beautiful. Right, the number one prerequisite for coming to this course is in the starting email. But like most people, you read the starter email and you think there's books to order. So you order the books, and the books arrive, and the pre-reading said, read Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. And most people read it, not everybody does. And also learn the names of all of the poses that are in the manual, which is over 100 names in Sanskrit. Now, those names aren't going away. That's point one of being a yoga teacher, is you need to know the Sanskrit names for those poses. And it is consistently tested throughout the course. The most pain that's caused by for most students on almost every day is the daily Sanskrit test of the poses that you learnt the day before. So nail it before you get here, because it's part of the job of being a yoga teacher. Why make it difficult for yourself by having to learn everything else that you need to learn whilst you're here and learn the Sanskrit for the poses on top? So nail the Sanskrit before you come. Your life will be a lot easier, and please do it, because I didn't, and I really wish that I had. And also the Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, it's quite a meaty read. Even though it's an interpretation, and a very good interpretation, it's quite a meaty read. And you don't have to read that version, that interpretation. If it's not working for you, find another interpretation of Patanjali. Because again, there are going to be many different voices that you hear throughout your life as a yoga teacher, and reading a different interpretation is not going to stop you from passing this course. It's a very good one that's offered, but if it's not working for you, go with another one. I think what's difficult to manage is the emotions that come up. It is a bit of a roller coaster, because you're probably going to come with preconceptions about how good a yogi you are. And you're probably going to start looking at everybody else in your group, of which there are probably going to be about 30 people. There will be people who are less far along the path than you, and there are people who are going to be significantly further along the path than you with the asana practice. And it can take a little while to get your head around the fact that you may not be the best, but that doesn't matter, because there's no such thing as being best in yoga. And part of the journey is to take a step back and to accept that yoga isn't about being competitive at all. It's not about being competitive with your own body, and it's not about being competitive with the other people around you. I think a lot of people come here to do this course for a number of different reasons. Some people come specifically because they want to get the certification, but that's actually quite a low number of people. A good deal of people come because something is happening in their lives and they want to spend some time on themselves, and it's a way for them to do something new, do something creative, and to improve themselves. Also, people come because there's something major happening in their life, like they've been made redundant and they're looking for a new path, and people are naturally drawn to yoga. Or something else is happening, like the number of people who are going through marital difficulties and relationship issues. It's really quite amazing that there are similarities. Everybody's problems are individual to them, but there are themes in the issues that seem to attract people to yoga teacher training. And it's a lovely environment, I think, to be in if you're going through something, because it's so supportive and it's so collaborative. And we have breakfast groups as well, so every morning you get a chance to sit down with the same people and just say whatever's on your mind. It doesn't have to be about yoga, it can be about absolutely anything. If you've got a concern, there's a group of people there who are going to listen to every word that you say and not judge you, and then support you if you need it. And some people are it's taken them maybe a week, and we've been sitting there thinking, that person's having a problem. But we don't ask, because it's none of our business. It's for somebody to share if they want to. And then when people are ready, they will share. And they've all seemed to appreciated having that environment. Somebody asked me the other day, what was your major high point of the training? What's the reason for you being here? And this time around, because it's the second time, the whole purpose of it is to get to the point of getting the certificate. The first time I came, so this is the second time I've attended the training. The first time I was unfortunately ill in the first week and had to drop out. But at the end of that first week, I didn't know at that point whether I wanted to be a yoga teacher or not. I really didn't know. I knew that I loved the environment, but I didn't feel like I was far enough along in my practice to go out and become a yoga teacher. And I spoke to Vidya about it, and she was fantastic. And she said, stay here, we'll look after you, don't worry about anything, you can catch up if you need to. And I couldn't, because I was too ill. I was laid up in bed for a week. But it's a beautiful place to be ill, unexpected. I didn't want to be ill, but it did make me realise that possibly I was drawn to the place, I was drawn to yoga, and I needed to be nurtured as well. I needed somebody to look after me. And Surya Leela did that. The entire environment, everybody was on the training course. I had so many people asking me if I was okay every day. I've never had so much attention in my life. And that was really sweet. And then when I left here not really knowing whether I was going to be coming back to do the teacher training again. But I just kept going. I bought Vidya's DVDs because I loved her yoga and I wanted to take that with me. So I carried on doing Vidya's DVDs 2 hours a day, sort of five days a week. And over the months, I just realised that my body was becoming stronger and my dedication to yoga was becoming stronger. People were starting to notice a difference in me. And I really started to want to get out there and start to share. So it really built my confidence up. So my second time of returning, because I knew I was coming back to such a nurturing place, I knew that I was going to be able to make it through. I knew it was going to be difficult. I knew there was a lot of hard work involved, but I knew that I would make it to the end. And it really helped to fasten my resolve on what I wanted to do. And 10 days after the end of the training at my first yoga class, I've got 22 people attending. I've got another yoga class with a different group 5 days after that. So hopefully in 5 weeks' time, I'll have somewhere in the region of 15 hours of yoga teaching practice under my belt. So it really helped to focus my mind hugely. So the big takeaway from that was the determination that this was what I really wanted to do and knowing that this was the right place to do it.